one, I actually am really underprepared, which is unfortunate. I thought that, I got really mixed up, and I thought that I was giving a talk on civil disobedience in 19th century Ireland. I don't know why. It's weird, because I actually don't know a lot about that either, but so I'm pretty much screwed on all accounts, but that's okay, because I'll just tell you a story. That's what I do. When in doubt, you tell a story. So here I go. I'm just going to tell a story. Thank you, Peter. So I recently went to Toys R Us to buy a gun. I didn't get the memo, though, that our culture does not allow realistic toy guns to be made anymore. I thought that I could still go to a toy store and get like a Saturday night special or something. But they don't exist apparently, and I didn't know that. I was looking for a gun for a prop. You know, I'm a theater type. We always need these crazy things. And so I go into Toys R Us, and I haven't been to one in a long time, and this one probably since I was a kid. And this one was in the suburbs, which, you know, I don't get to that often either. And I went in there, and I was just looking all over. I was in, like, the military section. I was like, they've got to have guns in the military section. Like, you know, we're, like, this uber-nationalistic country that is so for violence. Like, we should probably have guns, right? And there are no guns. And that's fine. And, like, ideologically, I agree with that. But when I need a fucking gun, like, I need a gun. So anyway, I'm kind of like a little creepily, I'd say, walking around Toys R Us with this like mad look in my eyes, but I didn't want to go up to anybody and say, hi, can you point me in the direction of the most realistic looking guns that you sell? I just didn't think that would reflect well on me. And so wandering around, and there's this piercing sound of a child. Ugh, like crying. It's like little girl just being like, like over and over again, just screaming as though like her eyeballs are being like burned out of her skull. And I'm just thinking, you know, like this is starting to get distracting, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like where's the goddamn mom? You know, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm still in the military section though, you know, like I'm like, there's gotta be a gun here, and so I'm like, God damn it! It's like getting louder, like this ball of angry lost child is coming towards me, like there's a milk carton coming at me, like I'm lost, and so I just finally I walk around the corner, and this child emerges, and she's just like, and I'm not a monster, you know. I mean, I've seen enough Law and Order SVUs to know that as an adult, I should respond to the situation. But this woman who was like down the aisle, and what is she doing at Toys R Us? She's like in her late 40s, early 50s, the middle of the afternoon. It's like a Thursday afternoon at 2, right? She's all like, I'm looking for things for my grandchildren or some bullshit like that. And she looks at me and she goes, is this your child? Now, a few things went through my mind. Number one, I was like, wait a minute. Do I look old enough to have this child? That was the first concern that I had, because I don't actually know how old children are. Like, she could have been 5 or 10. I have no idea. And the sad part about it was even if she was 5 or 10, I realized that I actually was old enough to have that child. So then I looked at her and I thought, like, wait, how dare you think I'm a mom? You know, like that's like being a leper or something. Oh, God! You think I live in the suburbs and have children? Who are you? And then I was like, wait a minute. Fuck. What kind of mom do you think I am? And I started getting all mad, like I was a mom. And I was like I would, as a mother, like I would be staring at my child, screaming and wailing, and being like, I don't know, you're dead to me, you know? What are you talking about? But of course she's an elder, and you know, I'm indoctrinated, so I was like, no, it's not my child. And I wanted to be like, do you know where the guns are? But instead, I just kind of stared at her like I had done something wrong. And so she, like, she says to me, well, you need to stay with her because she needs an adult by her side. And I was like, where are you going? You're the adult in this situation. I'm a fucking 31-year-old woman looking for a toy gun, okay? You're the adult. And so I'm like, okay, but I'm scared of her. And so I look down at the small child. I look at the child and I say, hi, what does your mommy look like? And like she kind of like was like going, stopped, looked at me, and she gave me this look as though I was about to sell her into a prostitution ring in Thailand. Like she was just like, I gotta get out of here. And ran away from me. Like just took off running. And I looked at the woman, I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. And so like, now I've got to work for the child, you know, like I got this woman like breathing down my throat. So I'm like, okay, I'll go find the mom. So I start wandering around Toys R Us thinking like, I don't know what's going on? What just happened? What just happened? Trying to get a prop, you know, and so I go into another aisle. I actually went back to the military aisle. That's where I feel safe. And there was a woman in that aisle who was there when I was in it before. Like, I know for a fact that this child does not belong to this woman because if she did, then that is the worst woman I've ever seen in my life because she would have just been like, I don't hear the screams of my child. But like, I have to put on some bravado for this older woman. So I was like, excuse me, ma'am. Hi, is that your child? And she looks at me like, no, it's not. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, just to show the woman, like, I'm trying, all right? I'm fucking trying. And so I'm wandering around, and I'm like, looking through. I'm like, and I'm also thinking, like, where's the fucking mom? You know? Like, what's going on? And so finally, I get a report back from the woman, my new ally in the situation. She's like, just so you know, she's with her mom. Her mom found her. And I was like, thanks. So then, but then instead of just like dropping it, you know, like, good, it's done, I then went and intentionally looked for the older woman. I was like, because I had to prove myself to her. So I was like, I've got to go find her and let her know. So I'm wandering around Toys R Us again, and I finally found the woman, like, just so you know, she found her mom. And she's like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to live like this. I don't care what happens, but this isn't how I want to live. And so I finally find a Nerf gun. That's all I can find. It's fluorescent green. I'm going to have to wrap electrical tape around it or some bullshit like that. And I get into the checkout line, and there's the little girl, and she's with her mom, and they're smiling and laughing, and the mom's doting on her, and I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, I wanted to look at the girl and be like, do you not remember what just happened? You thought that your mother left you, and now it's though nothing happened. And then I wanted to go up to the mom and be like, listen, just so you know, we're all judging you right now. And if I were you, I'd get out of here because there's an older woman who thinks you're a really bad mom. She's not having any of it, just so you know. It was my turn, and I went up with my gun, and they looked at me and they were like, hi, would you like to support the fight against autism today? And I was like, you know, it's one of these things where the sneaksters trying to make us donate left and right now. Every time you like go to buy a box of tampons and people are like, would you like to fight leukemia? Like, I mean, yes, theoretically, but right now I need to plug my fucking vagina, okay? And I'm thinking like with autism, I'm in Toys R Us, I'm like, what? I mean, I just feel like on the list of priorities, like autism is down here. I mean, it's not life-threatening, you know? there's a lot of great musicians and people who are good with numbers and gamers, like star-studded gamers who are autistic. And I was like, I mean, like, why not kind of fight child pornography or go start an army to beat up priests or something? Like, why autism? So I just looked at her and it's like, you know, it's been a really, I don't know if you knew what happened back there, I'm really beat. And I don't think that I'm up for the fight against autism today.